Okay, so I'm back with another topic of pediatric cardiology, that is atrial septal defect. So, as a final year MBBS student, what are the important points that you need to know about ASD? So, first of all, it is another acyanotic heart disease just like VSD, and it is also usually asymptomatic. It is detected on examination, and if it is symptomatic or if it is, you can say, moderate to large in size, then there will be breathlessness on exertion, there will be fatigue, palpitations, and another important point on examination or cardiac examination, that there will be a widely split S2, or there will be a wide fixed splitting of the second heart sound S2 P2. There will be a widely split. So another important finding, that there will be an ejection systolic murmur at the left third and fourth intercostal space. So ejection systolic murmur at left third and fourth intercostal space, and a widely fixed split of the S2 or the second heart sound, these are specific for ASD. So these are the things that you need to keep in mind. Another important point is that there are certain types of ASD. Number one is the sinus venous defect, which is up in the septum or higher in the septum. The second type is the ostium secundum defect, which is in the middle septum, and this is the most common defect. Ostium secundum defect is the most common one. And the third is the ostium primum defect, which is in the lower part of the lower portion of the septum. So these are three types: sinus venous defect, ostium secundum defect, the most common one, and the ostium primum defect of ASD. Okay, now what are the important investigations in a child of ASD? Number one is the chest X-ray, which will show cardiomegaly, increased pulmonary vascularity, and then we can also order an ECG, which will show right ventricular hypertrophy and partial right bundle branch block. So right ventricular hypertrophy and partial right bundle branch block on ECG will be seen, and echocardiography will show enlarged right ventricle, and the septum often moves in paradoxical fashion. So because there is a defect in the septum, so the septum might also move in a paradoxical fashion, and there will be an enlarged right ventricle. So chest X-ray, ECG and echocardiography will be the investigations for ASD. So once diagnosed, how will you treat a child of ASD? First of all, there will be reassurance in case of small ASD, that they will be closing spontaneously by 18 months of age. So if it is less than 3 mm, we can reassure the parents that the defect will close spontaneously by 18 months of age. And what are the important medical management that can be done? So there can be prophylaxis given to the child for bacterial endocarditis in the form of antibiotics, and it is mostly given in ostium primum defect. And if there is a ostium primum defect was in the lower septum, so in that case we will give prophylaxis for bacterial endocarditis. And also if congestive cardiac failure occurs, then we will do medical management for that we've already discussed in case of VSD, that we will give diuretics, digoxin, ACE inhibitors, inotropic support, etc. And the general measures will include counseling of the parents, and we'll ask them to avoid heavy exercise of the child, and regular checkups should be done, and prophylaxis should also be given against chest infections, because in case of congenital heart disease, the child often suffers from repeated chest infections. And the surgical options available for ASD include closure by device, and closure by device is only possible in case of ostium secundum defect, which is also the most common defect. And so device closure is only possible in case of ostium secundum defect, and usually for other forms we will do a surgical patch repair. And what are the indications for surgery in case of ASD? That if the child suffers from fever and sore throat, and if the patient is symptomatic. So the complications that can occur in a child of ASD, these include Eisenmenger syndrome, stroke, because there will be paradoxical emboli, and heart failure and infective endocarditis, as Eisenmenger syndrome, stroke, heart failure and infective endocarditis. Now, what are the different murmurs for different congenital heart diseases? So the murmur of TOF will be an ejection systolic murmur at upper left sternal border. Ejection systolic murmur at upper left sternal border. And the murmur of PDA will be a continuous machinery murmur at left second intercostal space. And the murmur of VSD will be a pansystolic murmur at left lower sternal border. And the murmur of ASD will be an ejection systolic murmur at left third and fourth intercostal space. So you can write this murmur down for you can say memorizing them, because they often get you often get confused in these some of the murmurs. So this was all about the topic of atrial septal defect. I hope it was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching.